Today, we're going to talk about onboarding. As marketers, we throw shit at the wall and see what sticks, and not everything's going to work. Probably oftentimes, a lot of things aren't going to work. But we hope that things do go well, and out of all the things we tried, this is definitely one that did go well. There was definitely some trial and error along the way, but some onboarding stuff and kind of the case study we'll share today went well. As mentioned, I am Adam Bianco. I'm the Director of Customer Marketing at Givelify. All right, so the Beard Club. When I came here in 2020, I was actually working at the Beard Club at the time, and started in 2014, was a D2C monthly subscription business and sold, surprise, beard products. This is the TBD of the show so far. We're gonna see if this video works. Okay, we're good.
I'm Chris, founder of DollarBeardClub.com. What is the Dollar Beard Club? Well, you sure as hell won't be receiving any fucking razors from us to demolish your manhood. I eat shaving cream for breakfast. Instead, for only $1 a month, you'll receive the most legendary beard oil known to mankind. Finding the time to go out and buy your monthly beard supplies is just too tough. I get it. You have a beard. You're probably busy doing stuff like riding your motorcycle. You're swimming in a box full of women. But if you cherish your beard and you want to keep it healthy, feeling smooth, and smelling like the beard of Zeus, then you're gonna need some oil in that hedge. Every month, straight to your door, you'll receive a fine selection of beard oils, waxes, balms, shampoos, and everything else you'd ever need to keep your beard looking godly. Good job, boys. Just keep on growing your beard, and we'll take care of the rest. Be a man and sign up at DollarBeardClub.com.
All right, so that is the Beard Club, or Dollar Beard Club. Does anyone know what that was riffing off of? Any guesses? Yeah, you don't have to be, it's kind of obvious. And you know what? Dollar Shave Club may have had a cease and desist to Dollar Beard Club at some point along the way. I will not talk about that, but that was the brand. The Dollar Beard Club started and launched like a rocket, 8 million in the first 8 months. But the brand was very, for lack of a better word, just macho. When I joined, we were trying to change that a little bit. If anyone knows who's Dan Blazarian is, I actually didn't know going in. That guy and having a monkey on your shoulder was like a normal thing around Dollar Beard Club. But the good thing is because of this, we had a really huge, especially for a small D2C company, Instagram following. We started changing our brand, and we got a new logo, rebranded to the Beard Club, and started getting more of that like stylish, little more sophisticated look. And whether you were on growth or grooming, we had products for you. The problem was the Beard Club had a leaky bucket. The company, we were just pouring tons of money into paid ads and getting thousands of new customers, which is a good thing. But the problem was subscribers were leaving just as quickly as they were going. Sad Romeo and Juliet, Leo. It was terrible. If you aren't familiar with the leaky bucket, it's when customers, you have your new customers coming down, but you can't really retain your current customers. And on top of all that, part of the subscription model was deep discounts. So $95 MSRP, we would give it to you for $75, but then we would have an extra special price with a certain code for $56. Just try to hook you into that first subscription. And this is not uncommon. Most brands, a lot of brands have some sort of initial offer. DoorDash for free delivery with the first order. For premium companies, you might get first 2 gigabytes free, like Dropbox, get you hooked on it, and then expand from there. Or something like Mint, RIP Mint, they had basically the definition of a leaky bucket. They started really high. I was an active user of it. 20 million users all the way down to 3.6 when they shut down just a few months ago. There is going to be some math in this presentation, so I apologize for the folks on the right side of the brain. It'll be short, I promise. You look at churn, at the end of month 1, churn was right around 65%, and it kept decreasing from there. If you're a part of a subscription company, this may look somewhat familiar. Each month, your subscribers are getting lower and lower, but it'll start evening out as you go farther down the line, but not great to start. One of the companies very similar to the Beard Club, similar model, is going to be Fabletics. They are a very bad culprit of making sure you don't know you're signed up for a subscription. If you look right down here, Fabletics is trying to hide the fact that you're going to get a $60 a month subscription till the end of time unless you cancel. But 2 for $19 shorts, it sounds too good to be true. And it is, as you can see by the subscription. So how do you know if you have a leaky bucket? So let's take a look at a couple. Peloton, big during COVID. I know my wife convinced me to get one. The current customer base peaked during COVID, has declined a little bit, actually stayed, when I looked this up last week, it's actually stayed higher than I thought it would be. I thought it had a bigger decline, but it is flat and slowly declining. Match group, you're not finding love on Match or Tinder as much anymore. I hear LinkedIn is the new Tinder. As you can see, big during COVID and started declining from there. HelloFresh, meal subscription boxes, all the rage, peaked in 2022. Personally, I couldn't cook. I still mediocre. This is the training wheels I needed. My wife has been very happy that we did HelloFresh back in the day. We actually still have some of the recipe cards from like 5-6 years ago. So they're great recipes. You just don't need to subscribe to a box. But they are losing customers right now. And if you've ever subscribed to HelloFresh or probably something like it, you can get like 16 meals right now for free if you subscribe. They are kind of desperate because of their leaky bucket. So what does this mean in dollars and cents? MSRP, $40 to start, but we're giving this discount, 25%. That gets us to $30. Our margin originally is about 50%, so we make $20 off the original $40. But in this case, this first month, we are netting $10. Okay, not terrible, that's per subscription, but we haven't added in the customer acquisition cost yet. Not great. Again, we're losing $40 for every new subscriber we get. Not the best economics right now. This would make your CFO freak out. Actually, our CFO kind of looked like this a little bit. And I promise, we had battles like every week being like, do we need to tweak something? What do we need to do? And he was probably acting like that when we're off camera. So what do we do about this? How do we grow beards in the Beard Club? How do we go from the departed Leo to Django Unchained Leo? Very nice, stylish beard. Maybe a little less the personality traits. We'll remove that to the side. But style-wise, Django Unchained Leo looks great. He's celebrating, he's happy. So month 1, we are $40 in the hole. Let's look at month 2. They come back, they re-up for $40, and we make $20 off that. So, all right, -20, not bad. Month 3, we break even. Awesome. But green means good, and green means we are making money finally. We need to get customers to month 4. And we look at this, our churn rates kind of reflect that. If we get people all the way to month 4, we start seeing that churn flatten out. So the goal was, how can we get people, 1, to make money, to get people to month 4, and then 2, that curve basically flattens out, and so about 1/3 of our customers come back and re-up again and again. So can we increase essentially that month 4 churn rate and our retention rate and really increase that? So the solution for us was revamping the entire onboarding experience. So like many of you, you had a great welcome email. We had a great welcome email, but our onboarding for the most part stopped there. We had a great welcome email, and then, we gave all you the tips, gave you everything you need, and we didn't really have too much after that. First, quick tip, if you don't do this, please add this. If you send your welcome email, or really any email that's super important, just throw in like an extra wrinkle into your automation, says if they don't open it, send it again 2 days later with a different subject line. That email, you probably spent so much time crafting it, every single word, every single point you're making. And for the most part, these get some of their highest engagement. As email marketers, this may get anywhere between hover around 50%-ish, maybe a little less, maybe a little higher, of open rates. And we know also you can't really trust those too much. But throw that extra wrinkle and automation in with any important email. At the very least, that second send won't be as high, but you may collect about another 25% open rate so people can see those. Our goals for a new onboarding experience, we wanted to create a unique experience for our main customers, especially we had growth and grooming customers. We wanted to deliver useful content, so it comes back to trust. We want to deliver content with blogs and videos at certain points of their journey. We wanted to extend that onboarding experience for 4 months, and then we wanted people to easily upgrade or add new products. So as we mentioned, we stretched this. So our whole goal is getting people to 4 months. So why not create an onboarding experience that lasted those 4 months? So while we were working on this, we were also working on a rewards program at the same time. For a rewards program, we wanted to generate more referrals. We wanted to create natural touch points to engage with customers. I feel like that's half our battle. I'm always a big proponent of don't send things unless you have a reason to send it. But more importantly, find reasons to send stuff. Create things that are valuable. And so for us, what are natural touch points? Birthdays, anniversaries, and anything else along those lines that allows us to create natural touch points for customers. We wanted to gather more reviews, and most importantly, at the end of the day, we wanted to increase lifetime value of our customer base. So the aha moment Work on these two things, let's combine them together. Wolf of Wall Street Leo is very excited about this, but very few brands do this, for better or worse. Starbucks, probably the most notable rewards program out there, has that free coffee intro offer, and then they just do the $1 per spend for the most part, and then some spontaneous deals along the way. Nike, no sign-up offer. They do have a birthday deal and special offers as well. Birchbox, for a subscription company. You earn points for every $1 spent, but they're ruthless. Points expire after 6 months. My personal belief, don't be like that. Let people at least have them for a while. 6 months seems a little aggressive. For ours, we're gonna be pretty straightforward, at least initially. You get $1 for every point you spend, and then once you get 100 points, you get $10 off. That's the core components to it. But then we layered on a couple of things. We layered on 3 tiers of benefits based off the number of purchases. And we have our grid here. This is right online on the Beard Club's website. And we incorporated things we already were doing. If you subscribed and saved, you get 15% off or more. Free shipping for purchases over $30. This was everything we were doing. We just put it in as some extra benefits. You get a birthday bonus, you get an anniversary bonus. And then we added some extra things like exclusive shopping events. We tried to make it sound good, first access to new product. That could be like a week in advance or month in advance for VIP. Sometimes we send things out like an hour in advance just so we can keep with our adage. You know, you try to be buttoned up, but you only can do so much. And so we added this thing, but most importantly, you got to platinum level after 4 purchases when some of the extra benefits kicked in. So everything we're trying to do, again, is trying to get people to 4 purchases. And we had a few extra things of ways you can earn points. So I mentioned you get a big extra boost of 100 points when you get to 4 purchases. Then we incentivize referrals, we incentivize review products, etc. And we're using Yapo for this. So if you're in the Shopify ecosystem, Yapo makes this easy. So we wove the rewards throughout the onboarding experience. With month 1, we create an account, follow us on social. Month 2, we ask you to leave a review if you're having a good experience. Month 3, we kind of built that trust already. So we say, give us an NPS score. And then we had that extra automation. If you gave us a good score, we'd ask you to refer a friend. And then throughout that time, we were layering in some educational content, things that people would need along the way. So month 1, if you ever grown a beard, you know the worst part about it is getting started with that beard itch. Right at the beginning, we had, whether it was certain products or certain content, how do you get past that? Once you get to month 2, you've grown it out a little bit. It's time to start trimming it. There's some content based off of that, some videos to help get you along the way. Month 3, now you're Leonardo DiCaprio. You're trying to think, what version of Leo do I want? Do I want to be Django Unchained? Do I want to be Revenant Leo? Just grow it out all crazy. It's really up to you. And the month 4, essential products to enhance your beard. And we kind of followed a similar cadence for each month. You had that transactional message, the beard tips, trying to weave in extra value for you. There's usually a reward incentive along the way, again, added value and increase that attachment. And then email 4 of the month, your upcoming shipment. Do you want to add any products along the way? How can you get them to upsell added value? And so we had a general flow of this. You have week 1, so you have a lot of communications. And I can tell you, our unsubscribe rates were good for all of this because we were trying to provide value to our customers. Month 1, month 2, you see the NPS referral, you see the review, beard tips along the way, add to your next box at the bottom with a few days in advance of your subscription. And then once you have your flow down, you can start adding wrinkles to it. We had our 2 main key segments were growth and grooming, and we created unique paths for each. A lot of that content, a lot of those tips were tailored towards the type of customers we had. Another quick tip, we talked about quizzes and surveys. This is one of our competitors, and I've stole this and used this type of quiz in almost every place I've been since. This is Beard Brand. They ask you questions of what kind of beard you want or what kind of beardsman you wanted to be. So it was a really fun quiz that you got to engage with, learn about your customers, whether you do this right on the front end, the first part of your funnel, or you do this as part of your onboarding. This is key information you can pass into your CRM tool and then weave this into your onboarding automation. So we have our flow and a couple of things we did along the way. Right intro rewards, we tested out a few different layouts. What works? What gets people into rewards and gets people into it to check it out and start doing some things? We tested a few different layouts. What's not in here is subject lines. I've tested emojis and subject lines. I'm sure we all have. What I was fascinated by is with the Beard Club, emojis worked great, especially like that last call. Sales ending, you throw the siren emoji or the alarm clock emoji, and those work great. Moving to nonprofit space and Move for Hunger, we did emojis. We did a lot of emoji testing, and it did not work whatsoever. So it really depends on your industry, and everything is always test, see if it works. It's not going to be universal across the board. With reviews, we tested where to put this. We tried it out in month 2 and it didn't work as well as right after month 1. We actually tested it right after the first purchase. And so we got it really in that second purchase that worked well for us. We started getting really much more positive reviews. I had a big battle with our CFO on to add to your next box. We were basically reminding people they had a subscription. After basically many disagreements, I was saying, all right, let's do a test. Let's put half our audience into the bucket that gets these, another half of the audience that doesn't get it, and let's see which person's stickier. And surprise to him, and not necessarily a little bit surprise to me, to be honest, was that if we sent them an email or reminded of their subscription, they actually retained longer, which I'm for, because I'm all for treat your customers well and they will keep coming back. Do what's right by the customer. It pays off long term. There is some adage of like, if they're happy subscribers, don't bug them too much. And there is a segment of this group that was like, they don't engage with our emails, but they are subscribing. We're just going to leave them alone. And so we look at like post onboarding experience. We definitely have that group, but we always sent the add to your next box because it allowed them to be stickier and allowed them to upsell and change out their products. Then the last thing we produced all types of content, videos, blogs, different subjects for the blogs, and a lot of it failed. But we continued to swap them out. If it wasn't performing as strongly as some others, we had a certain benchmark. If it was performing underneath that benchmark, we'd swap it out for something else until we got the right mix. The other thing I want to throw out is dynamic modules. These can be tricky to do, especially if you don't have a developer. We did, again, common theme, getting to month 4, we did a dynamic module of tracking your project progress to month 4, and you got to earn credit. You had the carrot along the way, so it was always visible. We had dynamic product modules to showcase products, what they were purchasing, and what we can customize, what would make sense to have them purchase next. We had the referral incentive, which they had the unique referral link. We had the Beard Club rewards and got them, depending on if they had something to redeem that was dynamic and showcased their current point total. This was a pain in the ass to implement, I won't lie to you. Our developer worked long and hard on this, and we had a lot of testing, and eventually worked out, but it was a pain, especially with trying to get some custom fonts. But there are all kinds of dynamic modules you can implement. With Move for Hunger, we didn't have a fancy developer, so we just used a lot of merge fields. And we tried to showcase how much impact someone had that year, or how much they donated, and how many meals that helped produce. And that was all done with merge fields. You can see all kinds of examples here. Sometimes it's as simple as this is just a simple merge field. Or you have something like Netflix, which probably uses very dynamic content in here that allows you to pick your next favorite movie or TV show. If you aren't a developer, or if you use Nifty Images here, anyone has? This is a great software tool. You can do countdown clocks. We did this a lot for sales that are expiring. You can do a lot of dynamic things without having to be a pro yourself. So how can we expedite our learnings? We use multivariate testing. I only have a few minutes left, so I'm going to speed through this a little bit. But essentially, we wanted to go beyond the A/B test. And so in this case, we layered 2 variables together. And essentially, you have 4 different variations. We wanted to test timing as well as content. And the more variables you layer on to do this like the scientific way, you need to continue to have more options. But you can do these all at the same time, so you don't have to be exclusive to A/B tests if you're trying to expedite those learnings. Make sure for us at the Beard Club, we were lucky because we had a lot of customers flowing through. So we could do this type of test and have our answer essentially by the end of the month if we wanted to. Sometimes with Move for Hunger, we didn't have as many people flowing through, so we had to do an A/B test and make that last like 4 months before we actually got an answer that made sense. Well, the result at the end of the day was a 17% increase in retention in the first year, which contributed millions of dollars to the business. So this is huge for our retention. We didn't get the leak. We didn't close it fully. It was still leaks, but we're just as excited as that guy. And apparently, again, I haven't been there for 4 years. And I looked at the website 2 weeks ago as I'm putting this together, I'm like, that looks very familiar. All right, I did a little dance and did a little jig in my chair. I'm like, all right, either they're lazy or it must be working. I like to think it's the latter. You never know. So what can you do at your business? And again, nothing's universal. So without like actual takeaways, here's some thoughts to get you started. How is your onboarding unique to your business model? For us, it was getting people to month 4. How can you set your customers and your company up for success right from the beginning with when attention is highest? That welcome emails we talked about is probably your strongest, highest open rate email and engage with email in your entire series. What are the economics and customer behavior for your business and how you might tailor onboarding to fit that? How can you personalize the experience with segmentation dynamic modules? For us, it was a lot of rewards and a lot of growth and grooming customers in our customer type. And what kind of A/B or multivariate testing can you do? So Givelify, as I mentioned, I've been in 4 months, and one of my OKRs for Q2 is to start revamping the onboarding experience. And we're gonna have V1, V2, whatever, and this can be throughout the year. And these are things that are going on in my brain. And I'm thinking for our goal, for Givelify, it is our customers get sticky after 3 donations in the app. So that we're building now an onboarding model in my head currently of what that will look like. And we have very different types of donors. So we have regular nonprofit donors that may donate once for Giving Tuesday, and they may not donate again until Giving Tuesday. And then we have folks that go to church every week and they donate every time they step foot in that building. And so we have very different types of donors. Our onboarding experience can't fully be timing based. It's not that monthly subscription. So we're gonna start mixing in behavior-based messaging. So we may have an onboarding experience that lasts a couple weeks or a month or 2, but we'll also have, if you donate a second time 2 weeks in, or if you donate a second time 2 months in, we'll likely have a certain message that goes out to you right afterwards. So we're gonna bring in more behavior-based onboarding experiences based off your donation amounts. And then users who donate, one of the big things for us is users who donate in the app, and it's not exclusive to Givelify, are much stickier because they've downloaded the app. They're gonna use it more than someone who just donates on the website. If someone purchases in the app, they're likely already a great customer for you, and they're gonna continue to be sticky. And then how do we incorporate dynamic modules? What dynamic modules make sense for us? And for us, it's getting people to 3 gifts, and we have this Champions of Good program that propels you to 3 gifts.
Adam, thank you so much.
Hey,
yeah.